Today I'm going to show you a watch from a brand that reeks coolness. They are out of New York and they base their entire brand on the coffee culture. They are Brew Watch Company, and this is a Metric. We were there shooting a short film that I wrote and directed around basically that weekend, and I wanted to get a watch to kind of commemorate the event. The only thing is I didn't want to get myself a watch. I wanted to get my son a watch. I wanted to get him a watch that one day when I'm long gone, he can look back at and look at this cool, what then will be a vintage watch on his wrist, and remember that his dad got him that watch when he was shooting a film in New York. And I think that's just a cool way to remember the weekend and give it some meaning. So amongst all of those watch brands and all of those watches, I wanted to get him a watch that I know that he would love and that he would wear. A few months ago, I was at this show and a guy had this very cool watch on his wrist. And I thought, man, my kid would love that watch. So I was asking him about it. And he told me it came from a company called Brew. And he told me a little bit about the brand. And then as I just got, the weeks go by, and every once in a while I'd bring it up to somebody, and everybody had great things to say about the brand and great things to say about the owner of the brand. And that right there is a sure sign of a watch brand that you want to support by buying their watches. So the Brew Watch Company brand, they say, is built around the coffee culture. And, as I start to kind of think, what does that actually mean? I think it really means community. People sit around drinking coffee, hanging out together, just being with each other, being present, enjoying each other's company away from the messes of the world. And that's a cool thing. So while I'm at the booth, I look at all the watches that they have. And there's some cool watches there for sure. But there's one specific watch that I actually loved and I thought would be a very cool watch gift for my son. And it is the retro dialed Metric. Now, getting into the specs, the case is 36 millimeter wide by 41 and a half tall. The thickness is 10.75 millimeters. The lug width is 19.85 millimeter. Of course, there's sapphire glass, stainless steel construction in the band and the case. The case back is stainless steel. And for the finish, it's a combination of brushed and polished. The buckle is a folding clasp and it does have micro adjustments. The movement itself is a hybrid VK68 Mecha Quartz chronograph, and the water resistancy for this watch is 50 meters. By no sense of the word is this a dive watch or even an adventure style watch. This is a sport watch, so 50 meters water resistancy is plenty. And the dial on this watch is something very cool. That's where the retro look comes in. It's a black dial with this aqua-y outer ring, which gives it that real cool retro look. But the inner dials are silver. One has a splash of orange on it. You see the hands are colored. It really is a cool execution of that, I'm going to say, 80s kind of retro style. The watch itself looks amazing. Now, one of the other cool things that I never thought in my life that I could ever wear a watch that's this narrow. But I think just the design of the case, along with the way that the tapered bracelet fits and looks, I think it looks fine on my gigantic 7.5-inch wrist. And last but not least, the price of this watch on the bracelet is $475. I think all in all, for the watch quality, that's a very good price. I do want to try some of the straps they have. The bracelet looks cool, but I think like a cool black strap on this watch, or even one with a pop of color, would make this thing really, really, really stand out amongst the sea of other watches. Guys, you could check out a full catalog of Brew watches over at brew-watches.com. They got some great selection over there. And please do me a favor, give me a subscribe, like this video, share with your friends. That's it for me.